Big East Division Eastern Conference rivalry between the Kingston Frontenacs and Oshawa Generals from the Rogers K-Rock Center. The season winding down. These two teams have played a lot over the last couple of weeks. In goal for the Kingston Frontenacs will be Lucas Parasini. Just turned 19 on Sunday. He's appeared in 4 of the Frontenacs' last 5 games. He's from Nobleton, and 8-4, 2-2 ranked this season. For the Oshawa Generals, Daniel Altschuler, the Carolina Hurricanes draft pick, 19-year-old from Nepean. He is the top goaltender in the Eastern Conference. He leads in wins, goals against, and save percentage as far as the Eastern Conference goaltenders are concerned, and that could be a big factor come playoff time. And the Oshawa Generals have already cinched up their spot. They are the top team in the Eastern Conference. Nothing will change for them, but Kingston has a little bit of work to do. They currently sit in 3rd spot. That's the best they can do because they're in the East Division with Oshawa. But there's a danger they could drop to 5th as well.
And they felt that they really gave away a point last night, as John talked about off the top of the broadcast, in that game against the Peterborough Petes.
Right away, Oshawa did a change off the opening faceoff. DJ Smith, without that last change, is certainly trying to do some line matching.
Todd Gill is the head coach of the Kingston Frontenacs, and a guy now in his 3rd season behind the bench. Over 1,000 NHL games played, most of that spent with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Former coach of the Brockville Badgers, and he's talked about a steady progression with this hockey club here in year 3. And when we spoke to him before the game, RJ, really focused and couldn't be more excited to get started in the playoffs. Although you talked about it, the work's not done yet here to cement their spot.
Big bounce off the end boards going the other way. Lawson Krause, one of the few rookies in this lineup for Kingston, but they're pretty happy with him. He's number 67, a big body for a young player who is just 16 years old.
Well, RJ, we continue to talk about the 2015 draft when the likes of Eichel, McDavid, Shillington out of Sweden, and now you're talking about another guy in Lawson Krause who's going to be in that conversation as well.
Big number 34, Hunter Smith from Windsor. He's draft eligible in 2014, used his big frame to create a chance. Now here's Michael Delcole. He wears number 71 for Oshawa. Got the pass back to Alex Lepkowski. A redirection in front by Cole Castles, and a tough task early on for Lucas Parasini.
Coming in late off the change, and a good job there by Castles, just on a drive-by through the crease. You can see that lane open up with Lepkowski, and an excellent follow of the puck there by Parasini to make that save. I mean, no one there other than Castles to deflect that puck, and he did a good job staying focused and tracking the puck.
Face-off win for Castles. That gave Delcole a chance. Hit a body, went wide. Evan McEnany takes a hard hit, stayed with the puck, got it ahead to Corey Pauley, and he's knocked down by Stephen DeRoche. Now the Frontenacs send it out. Justice Dundas. Couple of cracks at it, still not out. This isn't the biggest line for Kingston, but it can be a productive line. They've drawn a penalty. Robert Policello was knocked down, and Parasini's gone to the bench. Kingston wants to set things up with the extra attacker, and here they come now. Mike Moffat, lead pass up the middle. Carlisle redirected that out of play, and Kingston will get the first power play of the game.
Justice Dundas, who's no stranger to the penalty box, has a much smaller Policello in his sights, and once he finds him, he steamrolls him in front of that Oshawa bench. Here's a better look at it. Policello turns. Dundas just crushes him into the boards. Now, it could have been worse than that, and I give Dundas a little credit for laying up there at the last second, but still punishable.
Kingston has recorded a power play goal in 8 straight games. Oshawa's special teams have been terrific this season, leading the Eastern Conference in both power play and penalty kill. Evan McEnany goes cross ice. Roland McEwen. He'll leave it behind the net for McEnany. Frontenacs. Early power play here. Henry Eakinen works his way in over the line. Chance for Ryan Kuchowinski. That was blocked by Colin Sulentrop. He's been Mr. Everything for Oshawa this year on the blue line.
Yeah, when we talked to DJ Smith, the head coach, before the game, he said Solentrop's really been our unsung hero. And here's a guy in his 5th year in the Ontario Hockey League. He's missed just 26 games. That's amazing. He surpassed that 300 games played mark in mid-February. So he's put together quite a career here in the Ontario Hockey League.
Kingston having trouble setting things up in the first minute of their power play. Now they're hemmed in their own end. Aiden Wallace, Joe Manchurik, Making things difficult for the Frontenacs coming out of their own end. Robert Policello playing in his 43rd game with the Frontenacs. He's checked by Manchurin, following up his Greenaway. Sends it back to Vananen. Moffat, he takes a shot. That's blocked off the ankle of Lepkowski. He's down and right back up. Corey Pauley trying to get away from Lepkowski. Kingston can't by any time. An aggressive penalty kill for Oshawa. Every time a Frontenac gets the puck, there's a general right on it.
Almost makes it seem like it's 5-on-5 here. And this is an area where Bennett has really missed here by the Kingston Frontenacs. I mean, a guy who can set up on the half wall. He can work the goal line for you. A lot of different options with Bennett on that power play.
Vananen got a shot through. Altschuler saw it, got the blocker on it. Another chance. That maybe he didn't see, or he wound up seeing it really close because it hit him in the head. Jacob Bush, low shot, kicked aside. Rebound sat there in the crease. Parasini had to be careful. Penalties over. Oshawa's back to full strength. Pauley dancing on the blue line. Connor McGuinn stayed onside. There's Sullentrop, number 25, took a hard hit as he was battling in the corner with Krause. Mitchell Van de Sompel, 16-year-old defenseman. He has an offensive flair from the blue line for Oshawa.
Well, it'd be nice to have that skating ability. I mean, he really motors out there, really fluid.
Connor McGuinn, he had a chance, shot it high. Justice Dundas. Pass into the skates of Cole Castles. Dundas following up. Now Michael Del Cole has it. A lot of Frontenacs in front of him. He had to turn back. Puts it back to Will Penchenick. His shot was off a leg. Decides just to dump it in. Evan McEnany calmly behind his own net. One of the acquisitions for Kingston and what they hope will be a long playoff run.
They really tweaked their lineup. They picked up Policello as a free agent coming out of college. McEnany to solidify the back end. Verbeek and Lemon for a little grit up front. So Doug Gilmour's done some tweaking to this hockey club.
Castles has had a couple of chances early in this game. This time can't get it to the net. And behind the play, we're going to have a fight. It's going to be Castles and Henry Ikonen.
Wow.
Cole Castles, the son of Andrew Castles, a Vancouver draft pick, and Henry Ikonen from Finland won a gold medal with the Finnish team at the World Junior Hockey Championship. He's a late-round pick of Tampa Bay, and showing he's got other aspects to his game. And the crowd at the Rogers K-Rock Center salutes Henry Ikonen and Cole Castles.
A little thanks for Hank from the hometown faithful here. Probably the last guy I would expect in this Kingston team to drop the gloves. And if you're Tampa Bay, that's one element you're probably not used to seeing a lot of. But it starts on a defensive play. Ikonen comes in, goes knee on knee with Castles. The two get tied up, and Ikonen says, yeah, I'm fine to go. Let's go. Shakes him down, and there they go. Castles, no slouch in his own right, signed by the Vancouver Canucks as a third-round pick in last year's draft. And a guy that DJ Smith says, quote, plays for keeps. And pretty evident there as he wasn't happy with the original hit, so he decided to drop the gloves.
You know, it's pretty universal, Sam, when you talk to players that have played with Henry Ikonen, that Tampa Bay getting him in the 6th round, they all say it's a steal.
Yeah. That Finnish team was unbelievably good. Super well coached and executed to perfection at the World Junior Championship.
Mikko Vananen, number 5 for Kingston, was also part of that team. We were here at the Rogers K-Rock Center in November and talked to both Ikonen and Vananen about making that Finnish team. They were excited about it. They both made the team, and they both have gold medals to show for it.
Yeah, that was quite a display. I mean, I've never seen a team so disciplined in their structure. I thought that was just an amazing performance.
Chance for Ryan Verbeek. Altschuler was there, saw it all the way. Connor McGuinn puts one right on again. That's handled easily by Altschuler. Now a chance from the short side. Altschuler had that guarded too. Moffat, defenseman points leader for Kingston. Wraps it around to Verbeek. McGuinn gets it in front of the net, and now Oshawa will clear it right on Parasini. That gives them time to change and didn't cost them an icing. Cross ice pass. Matthew Watson, the brother of Spencer Watson, back in the lineup. He's had a tough go with injuries this season.
And he draws in because Warren Steele is injured, who would normally be in that 6th hole on the defense corps for Todd Gill.
Mac Lemon, number 80 for Kingston, right in the mix of that scrum in the corner. He's 5th in the OHL in penalty minutes. Chance for Dylan Smoskowitz to clear. Got it up to Josh Sturck, and he'll send it into the Kingston end. It is change time again for the Generals. Watson with some skating room. Pass was a little bit behind Greenaway, and then hit the linesman with his clearing attempt. Now he has room to make a play. Corey Pauly brings it in over the line. Sends it to the corner for Policello. Now Greenaway back to the net. Policello. He's working hard up against Aiden Wallace. Policello tough to contain. Good work by this Kingston line. Not very big, but play big. Greenaway can't get it in front of the net. And here comes Joe Manchurick. He's pressured immediately by McInerney, and it's right back into the Oshawa end.
It's a good opportunity for DJ Smith here as Kingston has taken a penalty, and Altschuler will go to the bench. But if you're DJ Smith, you've locked up first place, and now you can roll your 4 lines. You want to try and keep everyone happy and keep everyone sharp. That's the key here for the Oshawa Generals.
And now Oshawa will get its first opportunity of power play. We'll see what they can do when we come back. Here's tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by Irwin Tools, makers of the original vice grip locking plier, what working men reach for when they need to get work done. Visit irwin.com for info on all Irwin products.
Well, if you're DJ Smith, you don't want to stutter step. You want to continue this roll right here through the start of the playoffs and into the second round, where they felt that they played well enough in the first round last year, but stuttered in round 2. And if you're Todd Gill, 3-peats. That means getting into the 3-hole and likely a first-round matchup against the Peterborough Petes if they're able to secure that spot, because I don't think the Petes are going anywhere at 6th. And Slater Doggett takes the penalty there against Jacob Bush, and that is a penalty you cannot afford to take. There's absolutely no reason for that to occur.
And now Kingston in all kinds of trouble. They're a man short. A stick broke off the face-off, so Connor McGlynn is without a stick, and that allows Oshawa to keep things going. Scott Lawton walks in and rips it on the Generals' waist. No time on the power play.
That's not the guy you want to see between the circles with that much time to shoot the puck. I mean, he shoots it hard enough as it is without time and space, but you give him that kind of time and space, this is an NHL player right here, folks. And Lawton sets up at the top of the umbrella. Once this puck squeaks free, you have 3 Kingston defenders out at the blue line and only McEwen to defend on the block shot. Lawton gets it around the block and he wires it. And I mean wires it, folks.
One step closer to 40 goals on the season for Scott Lawton. He's had a terrific year along with Michael Dalcole. In fact, you go right up and down this Oshawa Generals lineup, Sam, and all players are having career years. Not just slightly, they're obliterating their previous stats.
You know, there's 2 elements to that, RJ. First, you have to talk about Jeff Cooney, the general manager, picking up scraps from other teams, and then you have to entrust your coach that he's able to develop those players, and DJ Smith and his coaching staff have done a great job at that, and that's the result you get. Players that have overachieved, players that haven't been given opportunity, and a good coach to fit them properly within the framework of this hockey club. So it's been that kind of year for the Jennies.
Big goal for Scott Lawton wearing the C for the Oshawa Generals. Josh Brown usually wears the C. He's out right now. He's a Florida draft pick, big defenseman, shutdown type defenseman, and they hope that he'll be ready to go come playoff time. Oshawa's in a position where they can afford to rest some guys if they need to, but they don't want to get out of their groove that they're in right now.
That's what we talked about, that stutter step. It's the ability to keep everyone healthy and keep everyone sharp and on edge. And that's a tough thing to balance here. But it's only 4 games left for DJ Smith to do that here in the regular season.
Oshawa just 1 regulation loss in their last 7. Spencer Watson is out there now, number 96. He's trying to catch up to Joe Manchurick, and a good defensive play by Watson. Now Jacob Bush, the wraparound chance. Parasini stopped it. It's loose in the blue paint. Manchurick got a couple of cracks at it, but Lucas Parasini was able to find it.
Well, Scott Lawton has been Mr. Everything, and when DJ Smith and Jeff Toohey got him back from the Philadelphia Flyers, it was an early Christmas gift. You look at the goal scoring for Lawton, how he spread it around, game winners, shorthanded, insurance markers. The first goal of the game, up to date as we speak, tied for third in the Ontario Hockey League. He has now 8 first goals. And those first goals, we see how important they are.
Also among the leaders in game-winning goals, has 7 of them this year, so it's always a good sign for Oshawa when Scott Lawton's on the board. Lauren Hewlett got a shot, but his stick broke, so he has to head to the bench for another one. Lepkowski heads to the bench because he lost his helmet.
Costly game so far for Kingston. I think we've seen 3 or 4 broken twigs.
No kidding. Darcy Greenaway, he's had a good year for Kingston, 31 goals on the season. Mikko Vannanen calmly moves it ahead. Mac Lemon redirects it into the Oshawa end. That forces Colin Solotrop back. Petchinen wastes no time. Had Dal Cole up near the blue line. The Oshawa Generals are out. Krause with a hit on Justice Dundas. Chris Carlisle tracks it down for Oshawa. The 19-year-old from Fort Lee, New Jersey. Bradley Latour sends it into the Kingston end. Parasini can't stop it behind his net. Samuel Shute pokes at it. Carlisle able to keep it in. Lightly put it on net. Parasini guided it to his defenseman, and Roland McEwen makes a quick move. Has to be careful. That was Scott Lawton coming in on him. And the Frontenacs ice the puck. A power play goal from Scott Lawton, and the Oshawa Generals lead Kingston 1-0. Well, sometimes that happens. You exceed expectations, and all of a sudden, Oshawa is the favorite in the Eastern Conference.
It's funny, RJ, because you go back to November, and everyone's talking about, yeah, you know what, Oshawa, they're going to sell. They're going to be looking to rebuild and get ready for 2018. Well, they realize that their hockey club's pretty darn good, and so Jeff Toohey just made a couple of tweaks. He didn't have to mortgage the future in doing so, and here they are, first place in the Eastern Conference.
Justice Dundas got it to center, got his way around McEnany. Now he might get a chance. He was cut off before he got a good scoring opportunity by Roland McEwen. Talk a lot about McEwen's offense from the blue line. Showed he can cover his own end nicely, too. Carlisle to his defense partner, Stephen DeRoche. He'll get to center, dump it in. Dundas again. McEnany's not going to let him out of his sight this time. McEnany, a nice move. Now had to get a little help from McEwen. Off the glass, down the ice. This will be right on Altschuler, and he decides to play it to DeRoche. Policello was a little too close for comfort. That'll be lofted down on Parasini. He'll take a look around after what he saw. And the other end, he will get the whistle.
Justice Dundas with a good move, RJ. And when you talk about defending, it's not always about taking the body, but sometimes stick positioning is all you need. He gets by McEnany, but look at McEwen. He comes back. He simply gets a stick in the lane. And the one place I really noticed it is watching Drew Doughty at the Olympics this year for Team Canada. He really defended well with just his stick. When you can skate well and you can catch up to guys, it's not always bumping them out of the play. Sometimes it's good positioning, good stick.
Corey Pauly on the breakaway, a chance to tie things up. He's stopped by Altschuler. Daniel Altschuler coming through with another big save for the Oshawa Generals. Corey Pauly had his parents in attendance. He's from Sarnia. They've made it to Kingston a few times, about 4 times this year. He might not be done for the night. He's had plenty of opportunities to score. Policello stick handling in, followed up by Greenaway. They can't get a shot through to the net. Mike Moffat, the captain of the Frontenacs, knocked that pass attempt down, sent it to the corner. Here's Pauly. His line mates are on a change, trying to keep the puck in the Oshawa zone to get that change. Henry Eakin, he's flying around in there for Kingston.
He got inspired by that fight.
Did very well against Cole Castles. Scott Lawton, always dangerous. A good play to set up Hunter Smith, and Parasini had some trouble with it, but was able to cover it before Smith got to the rebound.
You look at the defensive zone draw for the Kingston Frontenacs, and Paulie does a really good job releasing here. He wears number 92. When he releases, he's able to tip it, and he tips it right onto the stick of his own player, Paulicello. Paulicello leads Paulie. He tries to go low blocker side, but that wouldn't work. And then Lawton with a nice lead for Hunter Smith. He's been highly regarded by National Hockey League scouts because he thinks the game well, and of course, he's got the size.
Yeah, you get that size, and scouts will take a longer look at you. He's currently ranked 140th among North American skaters. Oh boy, that was as close as you can get by Scott Lawton without getting a delay of game penalty.
I'm sure he had it measured.
Now Lawton trying to take advantage of the bonus ice time. Didn't get a shot though. He's off on a change. Kujawinski in front of his own net. Got past Latour. Mitchell Van de Sompel. He had an assist on the Scott Lawton power play goal. Put that on goal. And with Aiden Wallace on the doorstep, Parasiti hangs on.
Well, Parasini earned the start tonight based on last week's game against Oshawa, in which he faced 41 shots, made 39 saves. Now, Kingston lost in the shootout in that game, but when we spoke to Todd Gill before the game, Parasini did play some late in yesterday's game against Peterborough, but earned the start based on what happened last week against the Oshawa Generals.
Well, going into the playoffs, you'd love one of the goalies to be on fire. Now, that's in a perfect world. Not all teams get that opportunity. The good news for Kingston, they'll have two goalies playing heading in case they need to use them both at some point.
Well, it's funny, RJ, because when you talk to a coach with a team that has a number one goalie, he says, yeah, we want a number one guy. When there's no clear number one, coach says, yeah, we'll need two guys anyway. That's funny how that works.
That's true. Mac Lemon just had enough on it to get it out. Connor McGlynn slides it just inside the Oshawa line to Roche over to the open side. That gives Carlisle some room, but he couldn't get to center. Watson takes a hard hit by Bush, and now Connor McGlynn will challenge Jacob Bush, and right away Bush lands a right hand. Bush is just 17. Connor McGlynn is 18.
Well, they say Bush is pretty tough, though. I mean, he's come out of junior C, so dropping the gloves is something that happens there as often as goal scoring.
Bush wrestles McGlynn down to the ice. Jacob Bush, Connor McGlynn will spend some time in the penalty box. The Generals are leading 1-0 on Friday Night Hockey.
And so no doubt he has a huge impact on this hockey club.
Tough to be without the player that leads you in goals, assists, and points. This is a power play for Oshawa. They didn't waste any time scoring on their first chance. Scott Lawton converted. That's how we sit, 1-0. Oshawa again, flying around. Top power play in the Eastern Conference, the Oshawa Generals. Low shot stopped by Parasini. Rebound comes back to Lawton. He won't shoot. Drops it off for Dalcole. Now Lawton and Dalcole back and forth. Michael Dalcole cross ice to Castles. Looks right. Puck movement by the Generals. That one is blocked, and it's in the equipment of shoot, and he won't move because he's pretty content with getting the whistle.
Well, DJ Smith likes to rotate some of his players in and out of that power play, and one of those guys is big Hunter Smith, who has the opportunity to work against Kingston on the power play. They just park him in front of the net and allow Scott Lawton to fire from the point, and that's proven to be a pretty good recipe, operating at about 40% over the last 5 games at Oshawa power play.
Connor McGlynn got the extra in that fight with Jacob Bush, the instigator. That's why Oshawa's on the power play right now. Scott Lawton's open at the point, drops it off for Castles. Mitchell Van de Sompel is the only player listed as a defenseman in the lineup on this power play.
I like that.
He can be a fifth forward, and right now he's one of the guys heading to the front of the net. Scott Lawton works his way to the top of the circle. That hits a body in front. There was big Hunter Smith, but he couldn't get to the puck as it dropped. Michael Dalcole, he had an assist on the Scott Lawton power play goal. Van de Sompel's pass splits Castles and Dalcole, and Oshawa will have to regroup at center. Scott Lawton, Philadelphia first-round pick. He'll have to circle back. Now Carlisle. He's being forced by Samuel Shute. Kingston not making it easy for Oshawa to set things up again. Dalcole tripped up as he got to the line. Shute clears it. There's 20 seconds to go in this power play. Castles brought it in over the line, but Del Cole at the tail end of a long shift was slow getting out of the zone.
The son of Andrew Castles, very excited to have signed his National Hockey League contract with the Vancouver Canucks. And, you know, RJ, when we saw him earlier this year in a game against the Petes, you just notice how much he's matured here from year to year. And you can see his game plays in all three zones on the ice. He produces a little bit. He can give you some power play time, some special teams time. So got a very exciting future for that young man. And the Vancouver Canucks could use a little help in the prospect department.
Yeah, no question. It's been a good year of development for Cole Castles. 23 goals, 70 points. Bradley Latour. Missed Josh Sturck heading to the front of the net. This puck will come to the blue line. Kept in by Carlisle. He can't get a shot on goal. Puts it behind the net. Mike Moffat takes over for Kingston. Paulicello. Quick bounce pass. Darcy Greenaway trying to get the puck out. Mikko Vaninen. Straight up the middle. Greenaway gets a shot that's stopped by Altschuler. He caught it, and he gets the whistle.
Good stop by Altschuler. Hasn't had or two. Middle open right up.
Oshawa on another. Alex Lepkowski can't out. Oshawa is going to be shorthanded.
Lepkowski drafted by his playing in his overage year, and a guy the Oshawa Generals were able to pick up for next to nothing. And he's been a nice solid piece back there on the blue line. Pechnik swings it around. It's Lepkowski trying to buy him a little time with Paulicello bearing down on him, and for that he gets called for interference.
Kingston has the 6th overall power play in the Ontario Hockey League. A lot of that has to do with Sam Bennett, who is not in their lineup tonight. 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Cole Castles, look out. He's trying to steal the puck from Moffat. Gets it to the corner. Now he'll try to keep it down there. Sniffing out a chance. Smoskovich has joined Castles shorthanded, and what a shorthanded shift it was for Castles. Sent it all the way back to his end, and Oshawa is playing keep away.
Doesn't take much. I mean, tons of wasted time right there, and all because of one guy's will and determination. And you know, RJ, that's oftentimes what the penalty kill is all about. Not the most talented guy, but often the guy who works the hardest. And good shift for Castles.
Look out, Scott Lawton's out there. He's got 5 shorthanded goals this season. That ranks him tied for 2nd in the OHL. Will Pechnik wraps it around. Lawton has plenty of time to make a play, and he will knuckleball that puck the length of the ice. Henry Eakin gets to the line, stops up, gives it to Kujawinski. He couldn't pull the trigger. Oshawa once again clears. Aiden Wallace fires it down. Just 37 seconds to go in the power play for Kingston.
We saw neutral zone pressure there from Oshawa. We saw Castles earlier on the penalty kill with up ice pressure, and both of those things have not allowed Kingston to gain any time in the zone.
Evan McEnany will be able to keep it in. Takes a snapshot. That hit bodies in front. Will Pechnik. He knocked it down, and Oshawa Generals fire it on Parasini again. He's trying to catch the Generals on a change. Henry Eakin creeps his way toward the net. Drops it off. That shot narrowly missed. McEnany. Low shot. Kujawinski was in front. Altschuler saw it. Eakin, sharp angle. Stopped by Altschuler. Another chance. Puck still in front of the net. Generals able to clear it to the corner as Lepkowski came barreling in out of the penalty box. He's got fresh legs. He knows his teammates are tired. Kujawinski. He grazed the outside of the net. Didn't miss it by much.
Couple of attempts low blocker side on Altschuler, and they both just narrowly missed.
Kingston able to get a few chances, but Oshawa survives the Lepkowski penalty.
Real good chances for Eakin, and other than that, not much on this Kingston power play. Here he gets one shot. He's off balance, and he's kind of extended himself, so he didn't get a ton of the shot, but he continues to whack down there. Hit Altschuler in the mask, and the best of a few chances there for Kingston.
Moffat, quick shot off the faceoff. Altschuler the save. Crowd reacted as the puck hit the side of the net. Kujawinski trying to dig the puck loose. Now Lawson Krause. Michael Dalcole slides it over to Hunter Smith. He softly sends it into the Kingston end. Dalcole goes to the corner. Now Smith barrels his way in there. Not much time left in the period. Darcy Greenaway will have to shoot if they want to get a chance. And as he dumps it in, he took a look up at the clock and realizes there's not enough time to get an opportunity.
Pretty spirited first period of play between these two rivals that know each other extremely well, but the Oshawa Generals have the lone marker.
A power play goal by Scott Lawton, and the Oshawa Generals lead after a period. These two East Division, Eastern Conference rivals. Entertaining first period. Here's Rob. 1-0 Oshawa leads. They have clinched East Division title. First time the Generals have done that since 1990-91. It's hard to believe it's been that long for this Oshawa Generals franchise. For Kingston, they're enjoying a resurgence as well. They have 19 wins at home this season. Last time they had a 20-win home season was 09-10. Oshawa brings it into the Kingston end. Hunter Smith picks a pocket, got it in front. Bradley Latour a chance, and Parasini was down to make the save. Speeding the other way is Ryan Kujawinski. Scott Lawton got back to knock that pass down. And DeSample. Head to Bradley Latour. He has time to pick it up along the boards. Hunter Smith couldn't get the pass. And Mikko Vannanen missed his target and iced the puck.
Well, Hunter Smith, we talked about him being a prospect for the upcoming National Hockey League draft. Part of the reason why here he loses the puck, but he does a good job pickpocketing McEwen and then sends it to the middle of the ice. To the backhand, Latour goes, but stopped by Parasini. And you know what's funny, just watching this game is you see Lawton dragging in behind the play. So much conversation about whether a guy should stay in the National Hockey League, whether he should come back to the Canadian Hockey League. I think Scott Lawton's a perfect example. He comes back this year. He does just about everything you can ask a guy to do. Now, next year, this guy's going to play in the National Hockey League. He could probably do that right now, but it's not going to hurt him to have played here with Oshawa this year.
Well, they might have a nice long playoff run. Scott Lawton has a tradition of winning, leading his Generals into top spot. Evan McEnany leading the rush. The defenseman circles all the way around, now drops it off to the corner. Corey Pauly sends it behind the net. That'll force Darcy Greenaway after it. Cole Castle stays with him. Robert Policello. He's tied up by Alex Lepkowski. Comes to the line, and Jacob Bush tries to sprint away for Oshawa. Dalcole goes to the front of the net. Bush can't get the puck through. Corey Pauly. 3-on-2 coming in over the line. Pass in front to Greenaway. Got a couple of cracks at it, and down was Altschuler to stop it and hang on.
DJ Smith very well aware that this Kingston team likes to score off the rush, but with Sam Bennett out of the lineup, some of that element is taken away. But this line's been moving pretty good with Policello and Greenaway and Pauly. And you see Pauly send it to the middle of the ice again, off the rush. Greenaway going to the net, but Altschuler closing the door there.
Carlisle plays it off the glass, took a funny hop, worked out for Oshawa, cleared the zone. He'll get another chance to try it. Stephen DeRoche right up to center. Dylan Smoskowitz in his third 20-plus goal season in the Ontario Hockey League. He's number 23, heading to the front of the net. Samuel Shute works his way to center. Krause wanted that pass, but Smoskowitz had come back. 29 goals this season for Smoskowitz. Looking for number 30. There's a shot. It was redirected. A top save for Lucas Parasini.
End-to-end action here. And as you go back to Daniel Altschuler and talk about his career, got in a logjam playing with the Belleville Bulls, or at least drafted by the Bulls, and ends up being traded to Oshawa. And he's had a fantastic season. 30 wins, third in the OHL. You know, all the numbers there within the top 5. And so a guy that when you look at your number one goaltender and a guy who's going to play your games, getting hot at the right time, going into the playoffs, Oshawa feels really confident with this young man in goal.
Oshawa starting to dominate the face-off circle. Another face-off win created a chance. Henry Eakinen. Nice pickup at center. Now he sends Buchowinski in. Over to Spencer Watson, and his shot was off the leg and went wide. Buchowinski. Half pick of New Jersey. Set it in front of the net. Watson got a redirect, but that missed the net. Vananen sends it down low for Eakinen. He gets a rough ride from Sullentrop. Buchowinski picks it up in the corner. Takes a look in front. Vananen will decide to join the rush. He might have a lane to the net. Tried to pass it in front to Watson. He was upended and never got a shot. Scott Lawton had plenty of time in his own end. Now some skating room. Drew all the defenders to him. That allowed Latour to get a shot right on. That was stopped by Parasini. Henry Eakinen. Down low to Hewlett. Set it behind the net. Latour can't come up with it. Buchowinski tried to dump it to the corner. He needed a change. Mäkinen quickly to Roland McEwen. He wastes no time moving it ahead to Verbeek. Justice Dundas chopped at it. Hit the linesman and came outside the zone. They'll blow this down.
You know, we talk about Sam Bennett, we talk about Roland McEwen, but the one guy we very rarely talk about is Spencer Watson, and he deserves a little love. I mean, this guy is a pure goal scorer. You heard John Shannon talk about him off the top of the broadcast. Dougie Gilmore calling him a greasy player that oftentimes he'll enter into the fray, and being even a smaller player, still able to come out with pucks. And he's got great hands, and he's in a situation right now, the last week and a half or so, he's been snake bitten, but he's continuing to get chances, and that's what Todd Gill likes. When we asked Todd Gill about him before the game, I mean, he just loves this player, and a guy who I think ends up here in the second round of the National Hockey League draft, but the unsung guy of that group of 3 draft eligibles for the Kingston Frontenacs.
Well, Alex Lepkowski finds himself in the penalty box again. He took a penalty late in the first and one early here in the second period. There was a skirmish in front of the Kingston bench, and the result is Lepkowski's in the penalty box, and Todd Gill has some instructions for his power play unit. Oshawa wins the faceoff, can't control though. Bouncing puck, kept in by Vananen. Corey Pauly drops it off for Greenaway. Back to Pauly. Low shot, stopped by Altschul, the rebound. Policello couldn't bury it. Now Vananen a shot. Altschuler's down. He's lost his stick. Cole Castles, he gets upended. And now there will be another penalty coming up. A hooking call. And things will be 4-on-4 as heading off is Greenaway.
Castle's a rough ride, and just when Policello looked like he had tied it, right side of your screen, you'll see number 18 right there. He's got a little bit of room, but Altschuler dives over, and while losing his stick at the last second, able to get part blocker, part stick on that puck to take that chance away, and a good last-ditch effort there from Altschuler to keep it out of the net. And as play would continue, you see down into the skates goes Greenaway. He and Castles would get mixed up, and now we're even up 4-on-4.
Sullentrop, low shot, a redirect in front by Josh Sturck. That was a good save by Parasini.
He's done really well with those deflected pucks. I mean, he stays focused, he tracks the puck, and he's confident in his position.
He's had some tough ones, too. Some good tips. Van de Sompel, he'll pinch down, head to the front of the net. Dropped it off for Del Cole. He's all tied up. Sturck's in to help out. Van de Sompel's down there. He's behind the goal line. Backs off a little bit now. Sullentrop, that was a rolling puck, and Parasini looking for it. Got enough of it to direct it out of play and get the whistle.
There's Mitch Van de Sompel of the Oshawa Generals, a guy whose lightning quick feet allow him to play all over the ice. Getting a chance to play with Sullentrop, who's that steady, stay-at-home guy. And again, another good save by Parasini. He says he wears that number 40 to differentiate himself from the rest of the goalies, who usually wear 30, 31, 35.
You know, nowadays, what would differentiate a goalie is wearing number 1.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wear 1 in it. Well, the clock hasn't started moving. Now it has, but that had to be 8 to 10 seconds, I would think. So there'll probably have to be an adjustment when the whistle goes. Scott Lawton, he gets a shot. That was blocked. Kujawinski's ahead of the play, waiting for the pass. Right back to Ikonen. Kujawinski heading to the front of the net. That forced Altschuler to play it. He got hit. Penalty coming up, but Scott Lawton's going in on a breakaway the other way. He's hauled down by Vananen. Another penalty coming up. It's going to be a penalty shot for Scott Lawton.
What's the circus here? There's stuff going on at either end of the ice.
And I don't think Kingston's going to like what happened in either end of the ice.
They're getting the double down. They're going to get a penalty and a penalty shot against. Isn't that something?
Wow.
Ikonen and Kujawinski right here as Altschuler comes out to play it. There's the first penalty, but the puck flips up in the air, and it sends Scott Lawton back the other way because Altschuler was able to get that puck up ice. And as he goes up ice, Vananen drags him down for the penalty shot. That's the double down. That is the double down right there.
And it's a tough call on Kujawinski. He did make contact, but it would have been tough to avoid Altschuler, and that might be what has Gill irritated. And Mike Moffat is chatting with the referees, trying to plead Kingston's case. This could be a big turning point in the game.
5 penalty shots against the Kingston Frontenacs this year. Matt Mahalik has been in for 4 of them. Parasini one of them, but they have yet to score the opponent on a penalty shot against Kingston.
Scott Lawton has already scored on the power play in this game. Wants in, slap shot, big glove save by Lucas Parasini, stopping Lawton on the penalty shot.
6 for 6, so that's essentially a penalty kill right there, and the fans fired up. Maybe that will turn the momentum around a little bit here for Kingston. You don't see this very often, but if I have a shot like Scott Lawton's, I might be tempted to do the same thing. He gets between the circles, and he lets it fly. And Parasini's been really sharp tonight. I've liked his game a lot. And he doesn't back down one bit. He throws out the leather, simply throws it aside, and the penalty shot is foiled with a big old grin.
Well, it was great to watch Marty Turco on Sportsnet's trade deadline coverage. And he did a segment on luring the shooter to shoot to that glove side, and just watching Lawton come in, it looked like there was room there. Maybe he wanted him to go glove side. 4-on-3 power play here for Oshawa. So they don't score on the penalty shot, but they do have an opportunity on the power play. Lawton knocks it down. Krause comes up with it, and how's that for praise for the 16-year-old? He's out there when there's only 3 defenders for Kingston.
Like to have his future.
Scott Lawton sets things up. Drops it off for Cole Castles. Dal Cole tried to one-time. Letkowski back on the ice. Lawton takes a shot. Bouncing puck. Dal Cole a chance in tight. Another crack at it. Parasini's looking for it. Covers it up. Hunter Smith a late whack at it, and that will bring the Frontenacs over.
Knowing the way Todd Gill is, he'd like to see Hunter Smith be taken care of a little more, but then again, there's nobody in his size range to take care of him. I mean, he gets a couple of whacks with Parasini. He's played really well in this game. Right at the end of the fray here, Hunter Smith is all over Parasini. I mean, one whack, slash, yeah, there it is, and McEwen comes over and gives him a little bump. But he is one tough customer to deal with in front of the net. He is tough to move off pucks. That Hunter Smith, but give Parasini full credit there.
2-man advantage for Oshawa for the next 11 seconds. Scott Lawton comes in to take the draw. Not a bad backup plan when Castles gets kicked out. Lawton wins the draw. Lawton, Castles. No shot yet. There it is, and he scores. Cole Castles snaps it home on the 2-man advantage. So the Oshawa Generals with a 2-0 lead will carry over 1:06 of power play time.
RJ, you touched on it earlier in the period that Oshawa is doing some good things in the face-off circle, and off the draw here it goes to the right wing where Dal Cole sends it back to Castles, who simply finds the middle of the ice. He gets the return feed from Lawton, and you can see a small lane really between Krause and Vananen. And guess who's in front of the net creating the screen? Surprise, surprise, Big Hunter Smith is there, and the power play is successful for Oshawa.
From the angle behind the shot from Cole Castles, you wouldn't know there was a goalie in the net. Hunter Smith is an eclipse in front of the goal.
Unbelievable. It's funny, you know, DJ Smith talked about his power play getting a little too cute. They said, you know what, we're going to go back. We're going to do something old school here. We're going to throw a guy in front of the net, and we're going to bomb away. And it worked out pretty well there.
Well, both goals, Oshawa's scored. Both been on the power play. Both been very similar. Lawton a shot from the point, and now Cole Castles. 27 seconds to go in this power play. Krause brings it in over the line, but Samuel Shute was a little ahead of the play and went offside. This power play is brought to you by Power Rocks. Get charged up.
A couple of charged up shots from Oshawa Generals to put the Jennies ahead here 2-0.
Face-off win for Kingston, an important one. Sends it into the Oshawa zone. Maybe time for one last chance on this man advantage. Carlisle works his way to center. Finally, somebody springs loose. It's Josh Sturck. Sturck, the 19-year-old from Georgetown. And that is it for the power play. So Oshawa able to get one on the man advantage. Didn't score on the penalty shot. That one came with a two-man power play. That could have been a lot worse for Kingston that whole series. Frontenacs trailing by 2. Spencer Watson has to pick up some of the offensive load with Sam Bennett out of the lineup. Comes back to Evan McEnany. There's a shot. Altshuler didn't see it. That hit him in the head. Second one in the game that's gone off his mask. McEnany, another lofted shot from the point. This one missed. Roland McEwen, he cuts to the net. Tries to sneak it in, and he does! Roland McEwen on the short side has the Frontenacs on the board.
Isn't that something, RJ, when we talked to McEwen before the game, he says, I really have to be choosy, and when I pick my spots to pinch against the Oshawa Generals because they game plan against it. Well, he picks a good spot here, and he keeps the puck live. As he does so, the momentum of the Oshawa defenders is headed up ice, and that opens up a lane for McEwen to take it to the net. He just tries the old jam sandwich, and it works. Tucks it in on the short side, and the Kingston Frontenacs have life.
Funny bounce off the glass. Slater Doggett was back there to gather things in for Kingston. Pechenik head to Justice Dundas. Aiden Wallace. A forecheck. Slater Doggett able to make a play. Now Samuel Shute. Sharp angle. That's another one off the head of Altshuler. Hard shot from Doggett was stopped by Altshuler. That mask is a target tonight.
Wow. And that was a rocket.
Doggett stumbles as he comes up with a puck. Was able to get it out, though. Now he'll lead the rush for Kingston. There's 3 of them on this rush. Pass back to Doggett on the short side, and he wasn't able to get to that puck. Lauren Hewlett heads to the corner. He connects with Lepkowski. Michael down goal. He was behind Doggett, and Doggett was tired, dog-tired. Pinching in is Carlisle. That was blocked by Moffat. Don't want to leave number 71 for Oshawa behind the defense too often. Policello. Pauly scores! Corey Pauly shoves it on the backhand. We're tied at 2.
This thing, RJ, was second from going off the rails. I mean, Hewlett was throwing his body around everywhere. He took a run at Dundas, and then he was bumped at the end of the play, making his way to the bench. And finally, it ends up in a 2-on-1, and Policello makes a perfect pass. How about the finish? That is something else right there. When you look at Corey Pauly, he goes to the backhand, and that's bar down. You're not going to stop that. No chance at all. Unbelievable backhand shot by Pauly. He got everything on it, and this thing is tied. Boy, this has been crazy, this game.
Back and forth. Now Oshawa trying for a chance. All the other way, and everybody from Kingston's going to come in. It's a 4-on-2. Policello in front is hauled down. Penalty coming up to the Generals. Oh, boy, the momentum is all on the side of Kingston. Fell behind 2-0. They've tied it up at 2, and they'll have a power play when we come back. Well, we could go through the years with some of the hairstyles Doug Gilmour had. We were joking last night about the mullet. He had one of the best. Now, that 55-game point streak, put that into perspective. The longest point streak in the OHL this season belongs to Sam Bennett of Kingston. That was 25 games. That's not even close to the 55 of Doug Gilmour.
Like the Joe DiMaggio thing going.
Look out here. Parasini has to come out of the net. This is a power play for Kingston. Henry Ikonen. Kuchawinski heads to the front of the net. McInerney finds the open man. Roland McEwen. Spencer Watson. Quick move in the corner. McEwen's open. Cuts to the middle. Can't shoot. McInerney does. That hits some bodies in front. Looked like it hit Sullentrop, and it took an Oshawa bounce. Just over a minute to go in the power play. McEwen takes a look up, sees Smoskowitz. Pass was behind Eakin, and he just shoveled it over to the open side. McInerney, he wants a change. Eakin leaves it for Pauly. Corey Pauly circling the net. He has the equalizer for Kingston. Mikko Vannanen. Hard snap shot. That was handled by Altschuler. Funny bounce comes right in front of the net. Nobody touched it. Went right through the top of that crease area. Dangerously for Oshawa. Michael Moffat circles back into his own zone. Dylan Smoskowitz, he was trying to poach a puck loose. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Smoskowitz gets it. He'll send it down the ice. Parasini plays it to the corner. Michael Moffat comes back to get it. 7 seconds to go in the power play. Jacob Bush is standing up. He wants to get back on the ice, and he will come out just as this puck comes to center. Kingston unable to score on the power play. Policello brings it over the line. Drops it off for Pauly, and Josh Sturck hauls him down. Kingston's going to go back to the power play. McInerney, he'll get aggressive now. Pinch down from the point. Pass didn't connect. Parasini is on the bench. Extra attacker was on. Aiden Wallace finally touches the puck for Oshawa. And Kingston will have another chance to take the lead with a man advantage when we return. Well, Scott Lawton, he's been on a pretty good roll lately. He's extended his point streak to 6 games. These two teams are two of the top 4 penalized teams in the OHL. There's been plenty of power play chances for both clubs. Right now, it's Kingston getting the opportunities.
It's been quite a tilt. I mean, we've seen, like you say, things happening on both sides of the ice, but I don't think I've ever seen a team have a penalty shot against and then still be down 5-on-3. That might be the first time I've ever seen it.
Power play looking good, and it converts. Kingston working around. They get their first lead of the game. They score on the power play. And it's Ryan Kuchawinski putting it home for the Frontenacs, and they lead for the first time. Or was it Ikonen?
Everyone was down in the pile. It looked like a football celebration, but a good board battle here. And Lawton wants to hold. You see him throw up his hand and then complain to the ref. And as he does so, Kingston goes back down the ice the other way. Perfect give-and-go situation. You talked about that ability to score off the rush. There's Kuchawinski. He drops it off, but he gets it back, and he buries it. Yes, he does.
Well, Oshawa with a 2-0 lead. How things have changed in this second period. A 3-2 lead for Kingston. Michael Dalcourt wants it loose. Gets it to Cole Castles. He's got time to look back to the point. Petchenik's shot was wide. Bouncing puck. Settled down by the Frontenacs. Sent out to center. Warren Hewlett has to delay until his teammates are onside. He does exactly that.
I like this bump-up shift for Todd Gill. I mean, Hewitt's been throwing his body around. He's been playing right on the edge. If on this shift he can stay on the right side of the edge, pretty good minutes he gets out of him here.
How about Cole Castles right behind his own net, steals the puck, gets it out. Michael Moffat trying to keep the pressure on the Generals. Pass right in front, and Ryan Verbeek couldn't handle it cleanly. Shoot comes in to gather the puck in. Roland McEwen's shot is blocked. Sprinting the other way is Smoskowitz. Now Michael Dalcole. He wants to dish this puck off. Tried to get it back to Smoskowitz, but a draft counterpart, Roland McEwen, stopped the pass. Van de Sompel, he can't get it past McEwen, who was down to block that one too. Dalcole, his pass goes all the way outside the zone. Van de Sompel, Mac Lemon, puck pops loose. Hayden Wallace rolls it into the Kingston zone. McEwen. That one bounced into the slot area, cleared to the corner. Now Michael Moffat knocks his man down. Sam Harding, 16-year-old, number 89 for Oshawa, trying to dig it loose, but he's got McEwen on his back. Harding does get it. McEwen didn't leave him. And another penalty coming up. And it looks like this will be going against Kingston. And Moffat's heading to the penalty box, so Oshawa will have a chance to tie on the power play. The 9 finalists from the OHL, WHL, and QMJHL have been chosen and need your votes to determine the final 3 families that will go to the 2014 MasterCard Memorial Cup. Give them your vote now at DodgeFamilyAllStars.com. Well, this is a double minor to Michael Moffat of Kingston. So Oshawa with a great chance on the power play. They've scored both of their goals in this game with a man advantage. Cole Castles back to Scott Lawton. Low shot, redirected. Parasini the save. Puck still loose. Hunter Smith digging for it. Michael Dalcole's come in and he has it. Dishes off to Sturck. Lawton back to Dalcole. Takes a look in front of the net. Thought about shooting. Elects to put it back to Lawton. Now over to Cole Castles. Dalcole, one-time shot. Puck loose in front again. Hunter Smith got a crack at it. It's covered up in the crease area. And Parasini somehow found that with a big scramble right in his crease.
They wouldn't have been so busy if it wasn't for Michael Moffat taking that double minor just moments ago as the captain of the Frontenacs sits in the box. Here's the business in that board battle. He's working on Wallace. He goes down once. Wallace gets back up, so he decides to shove him down again, and that's why the double down on the minor. And then with Hunter Smith in front of the net, he's been a menace there all game long, and Parasini, for the most part, has won that battle against Hunter Smith.
Scott Lawton moves it ahead to Michael Dalcole. 5 forwards out there for Oshawa in this power play. Dalcole quickly moves it to Sturck. Now Lawton, shot through traffic. That was stopped by Parasini. Sturck blocked the clearing attempt, and that stung him. So he has to get to the Oshawa bench. That gives Connor McGlynn plenty of time to send it into the Oshawa end. Look out for McGlynn. He had a short-handed goal last night against Peterborough.
I really like this game. He's a maximum effort guy. He's got a good stick, good hockey sense about him. This rookie season from McGlynn.
Van de Sompel has now joined this power play crew for Oshawa. He replaced Sturck. Scott Lawton, quick shot blocked in front. Hunter Smith looking for that loose puck again. And finally the whistle goes. Might be hung up in Hunter Smith's equipment.
He's taking a beating, yet he's deserved it down there in front of that net.
Oh, he's made things happen.
Clearing attempt, blocked by Sturck, not the way he wanted to. And then the huge scramble ensues once again with Hunter Smith right in the middle of the action.
Kingston's almost killed off the first minor to Michael Moffat. 17 seconds to go in that one. Oshawa's had plenty of good scoring chances. Haven't been able to beat Lucas Parasini.
Time.
Colin Sullentrop glides to center, drops it off for Carlisle. First minor is done. Harding slides it back to Latour. Now Sullentrop takes a look at the net. Tried to find Sam Harding. Pass was too hot to handle. Carlisle to Sullentrop. Hard shot redirected in front. Puck loose, and again, Parasini tracks it down and covers it up.
Boy, oh boy, you want to talk about a statement game, and I think this is it for Parasini. He was saying to Todd Gill, hey, I deserve every opportunity down the stretch to get a chance to start in the playoffs. I mean, how many times, RJ, in this game has there been traffic in front of the net where an Oshawa stick gets on the puck once, sometimes twice, and this guy has been able to track the puck. He has been fantastic to this point.
Big reason Kingston leads by 1. They're not out of the woods yet. Trying to kill off a Oshawa power play. Sturk's okay. He's back out there. High shot. Sturk has 20 goals to match his number. Scott Lawton, there's a low shot. That hit Hunter Smith in front of the net. Smith working for it in the corner. Drops it off for Sturk. Now Castle sends it back to the line. What a play by Lawton to keep it onside. Cole Castles. Vancouver pick. Looks back to Lawton. And the puck bounced off. They'll have to be careful. McGlynn's right behind him. Safely got it to Cole Castles. Del Cole's over the line. Drops it off for Sturk. Castles a shot. Kicked aside by Parasini. Rebound gathered up by McEnany. Not cleared though. Hunter Smith and McEnany go into the corner. Del Cole pokes it along the boards. Sturk to Lawton. One-time shot. That's blocked. Close range by Vananen. He gets to it and rifles it down the ice.
Yeoman's effort here for Kingston so far.
Good pass by Altshuler. Hit Cole Castles. Here come the Generals again. Kujawinski knocks it down. Lawton then knocked it down with a high stick. It's poked loose by Kujawinski. He's got a breakaway all the way from his own blue line. Oh! Altshuler got a piece of it. Now a wraparound chance. Oshawa was nowhere to be found, and Kujawinski scores. Unbelievable. What a play by Ryan Kujawinski. A short-handed goal, and Kingston's up by 2.
What is going on in this game?
Where did Oshawa go?
Scott Lawton knows that if he touches the puck in the power play, it's going to end up at the other end, so he waits. And Kujawinski, look at heads up, thinks once and says, hey, I got an opportunity here. There's no one back covering up. Brilliant play by Kujawinski. He can't score, but the Kingston Frontenacs continue shorthanded to continue to pound away at it. And it looks as if it's underneath the pad of Altshuler, yet they push Altshuler, the puck, the helmet, the mask, maybe 2 refs, a trainer, and everything else into the net, and it counts.
How about that? Chip in a shorthanded goal. It's a 2-goal lead for Kingston. That's now 4 unanswered to take the lead. Michael Moffat back on the ice. And a nice round of applause at the Rogers K-Rock Center for their Frontenacs as they not only kill off the double minor, they get one of their own. Policello puts it to the corner. Darcy Greenaway, first man to it. Van de Sample gets position on him, steals the puck. Harding to Latour. Harding gets it in the corner. Nothing but Kingston Frontenacs there. Harding buys enough time to allow his teammates to get a change. The Roche shot doesn't get through. Policello gets to the line, drops it off for Greenaway. Carlisle poked it away. Justice Dundas sends Jacob Bush ahead. Tries to get around Vananen. Off at Spresh. He's out there now. Spent the last 4 minutes in the penalty box and watched his Frontenacs do a good job killing a penalty and scoring shorthanded.
Man, oh man, this has been one wild but entertaining affair. And, you know, you thought for a little while there that Kingston was dead to rights. Oshawa with a couple of power play goals and some big shots. Yet they have stuck to it here, and I love the effort. Without their top player and Sam Bennett, they've just kind of thrown that adversity aside. They've been in the box all game long. They've thrown that adversity aside. Penalty shot against, and the Frontenacs have just battled and battled this game. It's been a great effort for Kingston to this point.
And at the final minute of the second period, Spencer Watson. He hasn't got into the act yet and almost did. Watson in the corner. Wallace hits him. Eakin steals. Moves it back to Watson. Sullen drop takes a hit from Kujawinski. Justice Dundas. Here's his teammates tell him he's got some time, he's got some skating room, and he's got a shot right on. And Lucas Parasini makes another save for the Fronts.
Yeah, and the crowd's starting to really get engaged in this hockey game, and why wouldn't you? It's been a blast. It's been fun to watch. I mean, I'm up here equally as a fan and as a broadcaster, just watching all the goings-on here. And again, Parasini steps up big. This is a huge draw for me in my mind when it comes to Kingston. You know, they've had trouble in this period in the face-off circle. 26 and a half left and up 2.
Yeah, that's the worst news. This period's almost done. There will be another penalty coming up. Scott Lawton will be getting the penalty for a hit in the corner on McEnany. And there's just 17.1 seconds to go in the second period. Oshawa has fallen behind by 2, and there's the penalty.
See, and that's a penalty Lawton doesn't need to take. The puck's already been moved around the boards. And, you know, I love Scott Lawton's game, but at that particular juncture of the game, that's not a penalty you can afford to take with your team down 2.
Face-off win by Oshawa. Can they get it out? They just do. Latour bumps with his man. Oshawa's getting another penalty. Torrey Pauly, a quick spin at center. Parasini heading to the bench for the extra attacker. Pauly makes a good move. Circles the net. Pass in front. McEnany scores. How about that? Kingston gets another one with less than a second to go in the period.
We got tennis balls on the ice. I think these are the things they use at the intermission for some sort of draw. But a couple of fans have started to throw them, and now they've started to all come out here. And just when you think the period's over, Greenaway keeps it alive in the neutral zone. Pauly makes a beautiful move here. You think he's going to circle the net, but no, he throws it out short side. And McEnany comes in off the point knowing full well that there's a delayed call here, so he has license to come in off the point, and he buries it. No ifs, ands, or buts, and we're going to get a delay here because of all the yellow balls being thrown on the ice. And the circus continues.
5 straight goals for Kingston after they fell behind 2-0, and they are all over Oshawa right now. And the situation with the delayed penalty and the goal, Scott Lawton comes out of the penalty box, and there'll be a fresh 2-minute power play on the clock. Bradley Latour is in the penalty box for Oshawa, and this will just be a drop of the puck. That'll end the period, so pretty much a full 2-minute power play to start the third period, and Kingston came alive in that second. Couple on the power play, shorthanded goal in there, mix in some even strength, and what a comeback by Kingston. And this is the 8th and final regular season meeting between Kingston and Oshawa. 2 East Division rivals are going to finish 1-2 in the division. Oshawa's already clinched top spot in the conference, and Kingston trying to send a bit of a message. And imagine if these two meet. If Kingston is able to seal up that 3rd spot in the conference, the next time they would meet would be in the Eastern Conference Final. And if that would be 4 to 7 games like this one tonight,
bring us back.
Oh, please do. Power play here. Pauly scores. What a game for Corey Pauly. His second of the game, 3rd point. And it just keeps coming for Kingston. It's now 6-2.
You're bang on, RJ. Pauly has had a brilliant game here, and it's a loose puck that's won thanks to Paulicello. Paulicello with Pauly, and he goes low blocker side. And the hits keep coming for the Kingston Frontenacs. 6-2 now. Multi-point effort for Corey Pauly.
Keep in mind, Kingston's doing this without Sam Bennett, their biggest offensive threat in the lineup. He is suspended indefinitely for a stick to the head last night against Peterborough's Clark Seymour. And Bennett, the #1 ranked player for the upcoming 2014 draft among North American skaters, leads Kingston in goals, assists, and points. Haven't needed him tonight. Plenty of guys getting into the act.
Be interesting to see how many games he ends up actually getting. And if you're Kingston. It's gone well tonight, but you don't want to start the playoffs without that guy.
No question about it. Kingston, after this, will have 5 games remaining before the playoffs start. Colin Sullentrop moves it ahead to Smoskowitz. Cole Castles will bring it into the Kingston end. Oshawa has to find a way to get something going. Michael Down-Cole can do it. 3rd in OHL scoring. Pass back to Roche. That hit some bodies in front. Never got through to the net. Zipping the other way is Samuel Shute. Lost an edge. Otherwise, he might have been in. Got the puck in front to Connor McLean. He'll slide it back to the corner. Lawson Krause. Roche, he's taken care of by McLean. It'll come all the way back to the point. Moffat. Wise play. Just keep it deep. Your team's up by 4. Nothing risky. Good cycle right now for Kingston. Mac Lemon. He's okay with that down-low play. Lawson Krause. It'll come back to the line. Doggett again sends it in deep. Hewlett. He leaves it for Mac Lemon behind the net. Tries the wrap around. The paddle of Daniel Altshuler was down. He's able to cover up and hang on.
RJ, when we spoke to Todd Gill before the game, he said, listen, we know we can't finish in first place or second place because that goes to the other division winner. But what we want to do, points-wise, is finish in second place. Now, a win tonight would go a long way in helping cement that 3-hole, but he feels that his hockey club is shooting for something further than that, and that's the second most points in the conference. And I love that approach here with so few games remaining on the schedule.
And pardon me, I said Altshuler made that save. To start this 3rd period, DJ Smith has made a goaltending change, and Ken Appleby's in for Oshawa. Appleby is the reigning OHL goalie of the month. Penalty coming up. Watson and Sturck, some words behind the play.
That keeps on coming here. I mean, this thing, it's got a bit of a powder cake feel to it, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does, yeah. And even Justice Dundas was getting a word from the referee after the initial penalty was called. The Kingston door is open. The Fronts don't seem sold they should be getting a penalty here.
Watson just protecting himself from Sturck, but no question he gets it up into Sturck's grill. And so Todd Gill looking up to see what's gone on here.
Well, Matthew Watson has been kicked out of the game, and there's a 5-minute major on the board, and that will put Oshawa on the power play for 5 minutes. Now, this could be another turning point.
It sure could be. I mean, the way Hunter Smith has gone to the front of the net and the way that Lawton can move the puck with Del-Cole and Castles, and then you throw Van de Sample in the mix, and who knows what's going to happen here over the next 5.
Oshawa down by 4. Scott Lawton takes a shot from the line. He's not wasting any time. Van de Sample, the defenseman, was among the Oshawa group in front of the net. Del-Cole gets it back to Van de Sample. Kingston steals and rifles it down the ice. Long power play for Oshawa, but they've got to make this one count.
They get the firepower to do it, though. There's no doubt about that.
Henry Ikonen wants to keep possession, sends it back to Roland McEwen. He couldn't get it over the head of Van de Sample, and another chance for McEwen. And did that hit the mesh?
I thought it did.
And that would have, I don't believe, hit anything. That could have been a delay of game.
Yeah.
Play continues. It looked like the netting moved above the glass. Hunter Smith moves it back to Van de Sample. Now Scott Lawton to Cole Castles. Lawton wants a one-time chance. He'll get it. Decides not to shoot. Dropped it off for Del-Cole. Now Lawton again. No lane to shoot. Deflected in front of the net. Went to the corner. Hunter Smith trying to dig it loose. Comes in front. Great chance for Del-Cole. And Parasini makes an acrobatic catch.
The Couple rabbit punches to the back of the head of Hunter Smith. Michael Del Cole just trying to find some ice out there. He's been a guy who's been somewhat silent here tonight. And you can see him just kind of searching around, looking for that soft spot in order to get a pass and throw it into the back of the net. But puck 24 is already expired here on this 5-minute power play, and Hunter Smith with a drive-by at the end caused a bit of a ruckus.
And the Kingston penalty killers have killed off enough time that the second unit's out there for Oshawa. Moffat makes Oshawa start from right behind their own net. Appleby leaves it for Sullentrop. Gets it to Stephen DeRoche. Dylan Smoskowitz. Got as far as just inside that Kingston line and right back down the ice. Kujawinski, he's been a thorn in the side of the Generals tonight. Puck comes loose, stick handling in front. Krause couldn't get a good shot away. Able to maintain possession. How about Krause, the 16-year-old? Lost it though to Cole Castles. Castles has to circle back, wait for Sturck. He dumps it into the corner. Moskowitz sets up Lawton. He's fresh legs again. He got a rest. Back out there. Castles to Lawton. Quick shot. That's stopped and then cleared to the corner immediately by Vananen. Lawton, the lone man at the point. Moves it to DeRoche. High shot off the shoulder of Parasiti, and it goes out of play.
Boy, oh boy, tons of momentum obviously being carried into this period and getting that early third period goal for the Kingston Frontenacs. Ryan Kujawinski missed 22 games, the most recent bout with a hand injury. And here he is on the penalty kill, just working hard down low. The New Jersey Devils prospect getting it turned over for Lawson Krause, who then plays a little keep away.
Henry Ikonen pokes it out to center. Scott Lawton forced back into his own end. Hunter Smith will have to turn back. Van de Sompel. Quick circle inside his zone. Now has to dish it off. Oshawa having trouble getting in. Now Hunter Smith gets in there with that reach. Low shot. He was tied up just enough. Didn't get a lot on it. Del Cole. His pass. Intercepted. Smith trying that. Great reach again, but look out, it's a 3-on-1 shorthanded. McEwen down low. Ikonen can't handle the pass. Now they'll have to get back because Oshawa's going the other way. Down Cole in a foot race with McEwen, and McEwen cut him off of the pass. Castles, his pass hit McLean, he got it back. Van de Sompel with 1:40 to go in the major. McEnany controls in the corner, finds an opening, and rifles it down.
Get your money's worth if you paid for the ticket tonight.
Del Cole brought it in to the Kingston end. Hunter Smith was still on the wrong side of the blue line.
Little end-to-end action, and the Kingston Frontenacs, while shorthanded, really feeling it. McGlynn does a good job here, and then McEwen initiates the rush. He looks for Ikonen, and then McGlynn joins the rush thereafter. Simply trying to get a little too cute there, and that's the one thing, even though you've got a big lead, you don't want to get into bad habits. That puck's got to make its way on goal while shorthanded.
Josh Sturck off the faceoff. Pokes it to Smoskowitz. Works his way down to the corner, drops it off for Sturck. Now Sullentrop, no lane to shoot. DeRoche takes a look at the net. He can't shoot. Sullentrop's got some room. There's a shot. Redirect. Stopped by Parasini and cleared by Kingston.
Another redirect that Parasini follows, and you know, RJ, you're a goaltender and you're in good position. Sometimes things just work out that way for you, that you're able to stop those deflections. He's done a great job in that department tonight.
He has been terrific for Kingston. Think back to the penalty shot. Plenty of those redirect shots that you mentioned, Sam, and this game could have been out of hand before Kingston had a chance to get their mojo going. Not much time left, and the major penalty to Matthew Watson. He's been ejected from the game. 30 seconds to go. Oshawa unable to cut into the 4-goal lead that Kingston has. Generals came in with the #1 ranked power play in the Eastern Conference. They've scored a couple with a man advantage. Needed to get something going on that major and weren't able to. Castles tripped up. They'll have more power play time now. McEnany heading to the box.
Just 8 seconds away from killing that 5-minute penalty, and now McEnany signed by the Vancouver Canucks. gets to the box. And he chases Castles down, and you can see he gets his stick caught between Castles' feet. Castles does what many good players do when drawing the penalty, just kept those feet moving.
Short two-man advantage here for Oshawa, just 8 seconds. Kingston wins the face-off, don't get it out. Castles rolls it back down, hoping Hunter Smith can get to it. Lots of time for Vananen. Off the glass, down the ice. Verbeek's out of the penalty box. That one actually hit him. He completed the task of sending it into the Oshawa zone before he heads off to get the penalty killers out there. Castles. He's pinned up against the boards by Moffat. Can't keep him there, though. Michael Dalcole to Castles. Lawton shot off the leg of Krause. Went wide of the net. Dalcole. His pass hit the stick of Krause. Lawton got to it. Now this could be dangerous. Ikonen and Lawton. They're in a foot race. Short-handed Ikonen trying to work his way against the forward Scott Lawton, and Lawton didn't let him get to the net. Sharp angle shot from Ikonen. And Ken Appleby was hugging the post. He stopped it. Sturck takes a look at the net. Whistles one just a hair wide.
That surprised Parasini. He was late reacting with the glove. Good thing that shot was wide. That's in the back of the net.
Appleby looks behind him. All he saw was Samuel Schue. Able to get the puck past him, though. Found his defenseman. Latour enters the Kingston end. His pass comes right back outside the line. Sturck has to move it cross ice. Van de Sompel trying to find some skating room, work his way into the Kingston zone, and he does. Smoskowitz with a rolling puck. Moves it back to Van de Sompel. Latour. His shot's off a leg. Sturck behind the net to Smoskowitz. Roland McEwen making life difficult for him. Latour to Sullentrop. No shot. Van de Sompel spots Latour. He gets a shot. Smoskowitz tried to redirect it and missed the net. Van de Sompel makes a quick move, works it behind the net, now looks back to the line. Sullentrop to Smoskowitz. That shot's blocked. McEnany's back on the ice, and another salute from the crowd at the Rogers K-Rock Center. Another penalty scaled off. The 4-goal lead remains intact for Kingston.
They're into it now here.
Petchinen gets a shot. That's blocked in front by Vananen. More than halfway through this third period. Lots of chances for Oshawa with a man advantage, but Kingston has shut the door. Hayden Wallace. He dumps it right on net. Lucas Parasini decides to cover up a 6-2 lead for Kingston on Friday Night Hockey with 9:23 to go. I think he felt pretty good leaving the house today.
Tough to drive the car. I hope he's got that Flintstone convertible.
Here we go. Dundas and Lorne Hewlett. They had this one planned from a ways away. Dundas trying to tie Hewlett up, trying to jersey him, and now Hewlett falls on top of Justice Dundas. You had to think there'd be some fireworks in this one, and there might be more before it's done.
I'd have to say so. Yeah, I'd have to say so. I mean, Hewlett's been running around pretty good in limited minutes here for Kingston tonight. Dundas took exception a little earlier in about the midway mark of that second period, but just didn't find a good opportunity to get after him. And we found one here as both were on the ice. But, you know, no surprise. These are two of the most penalized teams in the Ontario Hockey League. They have two teams that have played each other now 8 times this year. A lot of that coming here in the last month. And two teams that are both gunning to get ready for the playoffs. So there's no doubt tempers are going to flare.
9:15 to go in the third period. Kingston leads 6-2 after Oshawa had a 2-0 lead, so that's 6 straight goals for the Frontenacs. And Oshawa had a great opportunity earlier in this third period. 5-minute major, then a power play right after. They were unable to score to try to cut into that lead. Ryan Kuchowinski He battled to get a shot away. Not much on it. Easily handled by Appleby. McEnany tried to keep it in. Couldn't do it. Moffat shields Jacob Bush from getting to the puck. Now Kujawinski, New Jersey draft pick. Mike Moffat. Head to Mac Lemon. Might see Lemon a little more in this third period.
With a comfortable lead here, up 4 goals, 8:27. He's one of those guys who can definitely handle himself out there.
McEnany in no rush to bring this puck up ice. Got the center. Sends it in. Lemon, he'll go after it hard. Connor McGlynn trying to make sure it stays in the Oshawa end. Lawson Krause got a shot. That was wide of the net. Durocher. Into the Kingston zone. Doggett takes a look around. He'll take a hit from Moskowitz. Krause ahead to McGlynn. Shoot and Sullentrop go against the boards. Shoot gets it back to the line. There's a shot. Missed the net. Now McGlynn out of the corner. 2 shots off a leg. Krause trying to dig for it. Durocher comes up with it and gets it ahead to Joe Manchura. Moskowitz. His shot, that hit some bodies in front. Kingston's done a good job in this third period, not allowing Oshawa to get shots through.
And when they are through, Parasini has done an excellent job of just taking away second chance opportunities.
And that will go the length of the ice. Kingston in control with 7:15 to go on Friday Night Hockey. Kujawinski, one of the players with a multi-point game for Kingston. McEnany, Pauly, McEwen, all been rock solid. Petcheny thought that was going to be icing, was taking his time going back. It got waved off. Now Oshawa might be in some trouble. Paulicello couldn't get it to the front of the net. Michael Dalcourt gets a chance to shoot. Stopped by Parasini. Puck still loose. Petcheny, all kinds of traffic in front of Parasini, and he missed the net. Another chance for Petcheny. Van de Sompel elects to dish off to Cole Castles. Dalcourt in the corner. Tried to work his way in front. Too many Frontenacs there to get there. Castles all the way back to Petcheny. Low shot. Hit some bodies in front. Castles got a chance. Another save for Parasini. Hunter Smith. His shot was deflected high by Vandenek. Good pressure by the Generals. Still unable to beat Lucas Parasini, who has shut the door since they got up 2-0.
Big statement game for him, I think, RJ. I think he's sending a message to Coach Todd Gill that I want to play here in the playoffs, and there is nothing he's done in this game tonight that would make me think otherwise. And you have to feel sorry for Matt Mahalik, who was in a very similar situation last year with the Plymouth Whalers when he was unseated by a 16-year-old in Alex Nedeljkovic. I mean, I don't know how it's going to play out here, but the way Parasini's played tonight, he's looked sharp.
Yeah, no question. He has been good for Kingston. That's a good situation if you can get 2 goalies that are rolling, but right now, Parasini's done the job against the top team in the Eastern Conference. Spencer Watson, he's by himself trying to work his way in against Sullentrop, still maintains possession. Henry Ikonen now, he plucks the puck loose in to help out Watson. He'll be a player scouts are watching for the upcoming draft. Sturt's working 1-on-2. Roland McEwen, another one of those players. He's had a multi-goal game. Made some good defensive plays, too. McEnany to the open side. Scott Lawton was heading off for a change. Mac Lemon. Durocher knew he was out there. Knew he was looking for something to hit. And nice move by Durocher to avoid it.
I see Kingston just fall back into that 1-2-2 trap.
Slater Doggett circles in his own end. Finds Mac Lemon. Sends it to the corner. Connor McGlynn and Petcheny go after it. Stolen behind the net by Verbeek. Durocher's in there to make sure he doesn't get a chance. Moskowitz. Now 16-year-old Sam Harding. Poked away outside the zone by Connor McGlynn. Boring hockey's okay for Kingston. Just over 4 minutes to go. Alex Lepkowski will try his hand. Hasn't scored yet this season in the OHL. Was a late ad by the Generals. Lawson Krause took a look to see if anyone was with them. Nobody even close. They were all on the bench just making a change. Now they start trickling into the Oshawa end. Too late to make something happen on that rush. Hunter Smith. Oh boy, what a hit. The board's almost toppled over.
Mesh shaken.
Shoot to Kujawinski. That one was a sinker that just missed. McEnany looking at his defense partner. Got the pass to Moffat. Now McEnany with no Generals near him will let some more time tick off the clock.
Really calm back there, McEnany. And the guy who during the 11-12 season played just 2 games for Kitchener before an ACL injury sidelined him. That was his draft year, so he never got drafted as a result of that. The Vancouver Canucks invited him to camp, and he signed a 3-year entry-level deal out of that camp.
Moffat dragging the puck in his own zone. Killed off a few more seconds. McEnany, he's patient with it. Veteran player in the OHL. He's been good for Kingston. He's logged a ton of ice time. Hunter Smith trying the bounce pass to Aiden Wallace. Cleared again by McEwen. Wallace can't get through center. Policello almost got a chance. DeRoche stole it. Steven DeRoche looks ahead, spots Dylan Smoskowitz, and then Shurik trying to track the puck down. Can't do it though. Lepkowski. That was scrambly work, but got it to center. Got it inside the Kingston zone. Oshawa has to be careful. They're going to give up an odd man rush here. Shoot coming in off the mask of Appleby. Oshawa goalies have been hitting the head a lot tonight.
4 times by my count.
And the puck pinned up against the boards. Whistle will go. And this will be a face-off deep inside the Oshawa zone.
Well, you got to think if you're DJ Smith, the Oshawa Generals, yep, you've cemented first place and you want to kind of keep that edge for the playoffs, but giving up 6 here tonight. They were in Belleville on Wednesday, had a lead in that game, ended up losing 6-5 in the shootout in that one. That's a lot of goals to be given up here over a couple of games down the stretch.
Some good coaching tools to work with. Oshawa can't go anywhere, top spot in the Eastern Conference, but those 2 games you mentioned, Sam, they'll have plenty of video, plenty of stuff to talk about, and make sure the guys are sharp come playoff time. They were rolling going into the playoffs. Big long winning streak. Might be a chance to be content with the way they were playing.
Yeah, you make a good point. Sometimes you can flip that negative situation into a positive. And no doubt with Paul McFarland, Roger Hunt back there, the coaching staff with DJ Smith. You know, video is no question one of the strong suits for that group.
And this game means a heck of a lot more for Kingston than it does for Oshawa. Kingston trying to make sure they get 3rd in the conference. These 2 points will go a long way in ensuring that will happen. It's the 3rd time this season Oshawa has allowed 6 goals or more. And how about Kingston? 15th time this season they've scored 6 or more. Kingston can put the puck in the net.
You know, RJ, when you look at this Kingston Frontenacs team, you came into this game after Sam Bennett was suspended for an incident last night against Peterborough and in Peterborough. And you have to love the way this hockey club has rallied around his absence, knowing that the 2 points are very important, knowing that, you know, 3rd place is still up for grabs in the conference, knowing that Todd Gill's message was to finish 2nd in the conference in terms of points gathered. And so their effort has been spectacular. I mean, they could have packed it in when they were down 2-0, and they just stuck to it. And it's been an excellent rebound effort from that 2-0 deficit.
Just 35 seconds to go. Aiden Wallace had a nice looking rush going. He was off-handed. Kingston off the glass. down the ice. They'll wave icing off. Verbeek trying to squeeze by Lepkowski. That's cleared again, just 15 seconds to go, and McEnany wants to kill off the rest of the clock. Brings it safely into his own end now. Flips it out to center. It'll roll into the Oshawa end. Appleby will play it, and that will be it. As the Kingston Frontenacs get points in their 5th straight game. Another 2 points in a game where it looked like they might have trouble winning when they fell behind 2-0, but 6 unanswered in a crazy second period, and the Frontenacs get the victory.
Tons of adversity for this Kingston team. Bending out all kinds of penalties, a 5-on-3, a penalty shot against all in one situation, yet they responded against all that adversity and came back with a very sizable win against the conference-leading Oshawa Generals. I couldn't agree more. Great effort.
Oshawa and Kingston, last meeting of the regular season. They could meet in the postseason to decide things in the East. Big win for Kingston.